All right, guys, just kicking this off here. I am playing the semifinals of the Nightmare 99 event against the illustrious Bryan Manolakos. You want to say hi, Bryan?
Hey, how are you?
And for those who don't know, who have learned nothing about this format, this is one of the most crazy constructed formats ever envisioned. It's just a step down from the crazy potential of Alpha 40. Where there was no restricted list of any kind and you were kind of allowed to play with whatever you wanted. And in this format, at least, you have some degree of construction restrictions. You're limited to 4 of, but there is no restricted list. And the cards that are available span Alpha all the way until, I guess, mid to late 1999. That's why it's called Nightmare 99. And that, of course, includes Urza's Saga, which is the most powerful, pretty much the most powerful set since Alpha, I expect. And it certainly gives you the most insane things to do with all the crazy mana that you get from Alpha, with a couple of other cards in between. So between Bryan's deck and my own deck, I think the amount of cards that aren't from Saga block or from Alpha is just a tiny little handful of things.
Yeah,
pretty much all the insane
I have like
from those
a
two
boomerang,
sets.
maybe a Jester's Cap in my board or something. But
exactly. And we have, well, Lotus Petal is the one thing that's
oh yeah,
an auto include in every deck. That isn't from that because it's from Mirage or no Tempest block actually. I guess it's Tempest block. But outside of the mighty Petal, everything else is basically just Alpha or Saga. It does say something about the construction. Like even the really insane powerful stuff from Arabian Nights is really and Legends is really overshadowed by those two sets.
Because those are all fairish broken cards, right? Like what are the like Mana Drain? I don't know. Like that's seriously about the most broken thing in Legends, right? And it's just not good enough here.
Right. I mean, consider how seldom Mana Drain is played in Vintage, right? If you look at Vintage is basically just, with a few exceptions, there's Alpha cards plus Saga as well. And there's, I guess some people play with Workshop, so that's an Antiquities thing, but Workshop making 3 mana is just far, far too fair. Relative to the other grotesque things that you can do in the format. So the other things that make Nightmare 99 format exceptional is the fact that for, I don't know, the first time ever that I know of at least, the tournament is played for Ante. And Ante in the very classical sense too. It's random card from the top of your deck after you cut, with the one caveat that the Ante is you don't actually give the person the card permanently.
Right.
For obvious reasons. However,
yeah, I think your deck is probably minus EV if you're playing for true Ante, right? Because like all your cards, no CE, they're all so valuable that like, randomly lose a game on the draw and you could lose, a $20,000 card.
Yeah, an Alpha Lotus. This deck has 3 Alpha Lotuses, 1 Beta Lotus. I actually have a few more Alpha Lotuses, but they're in cases, so I couldn't bring myself to crack them open.
You Ante a Lotus though. I actually only have the 4 Lotuses, sadly. So
yeah, no, I anteed one, but fortunately I didn't lose it. But I would have been able to just replace it with a collector's edition one. But I wanted to bling out the deck in terms of, I'm going to just do one more power shuffle for the hell of it while we're talking.
Sure.
But I wanted to sort of bling out the deck as much as possible. And in fact, I was able to do that because after that crazy Alpha 40 event, did you play in the Alpha 40 event?
No, I don't play much Alpha. I played at the Wizards tournament in Newcom, but that's about it.
That's what I mean. Did you have your own Alpha cards for that?
Yeah, I have Alpha cards, but like nothing super broken.
Yeah,
right?
nothing dumb.
My deck was actually awesome. It was like 14 Orcish Artilleries, 4 Cop Reds. I played like a couple Earthquakes. I had an Island Sanctuary that combos with Orcish Artillery and Alpha, and like some Disenchants and like a random Sarah or whatever. But it was just Orcish Artillery, Cop Red deck.
Yeah,
it was actually pretty good.
Totally, very, very good against random creature decks and stuff, and extremely fair. But that format obviously has no restricted list, so the ceiling is very high in terms of crazy stuff. And
yeah, if you have access to whatever you wanted, you can just build a turn 1, 100% turn 1 deck, right?
Yeah,
you can just turn the Lotus Wheel deck.
Yeah, that was exactly the deck that. Sorry for the glare on my tabletop. But that was the deck that ultimately Daniel designed it nearly completely. It just needed some tuning. He had too many black vices and a few things, but the core of the deck was super solid, and it could win nearly all the time on turn 1, and we just made it more deterministic by adding the deck that Steven ultimately used had 12 Ancestral Recalls in it.
I didn't realize it was that many.
Yeah, it was 12 Ancestrals, 4 Black Lotuses because I wanted one in my deck. And I think it had 10 Mox Sapphires and a pair of Yeah, I think it had a pair of Tundras. It had 15 Mana Sources, 12 Ancestrals, 6 Time Twisters, or maybe actually, I think it only had 3 Time Twisters, 6 Time Walks, though, and smattering of other stuff. I actually noticed that you have Time Walk in your deck, and I'll admit to having put your deck together. I did about 20 test games with your deck just to see.
Oh, God, who's going to win?
Well, the thing is, what I needed to know is how often do you win on turn 1? Because how often you win on turn 1 determines whether I mulligan or not aggressively. So I needed to find out whether you're winning consistently on turn 1 or not.
I just assume that you're going to win on turn 1 every time, right? I hope that's a fair assumption. If I didn't, proxy your deck up or anything, so
yeah. Well, I think it's a pretty fair assumption. I would say that my deck actually is a little bit more deterministic in that way than yours are, because you've got the 8 combo cards. So I have some more card draw where you have combo cards, but I think that the decks are both so consistent in their turn 1 winning ability that I think that it comes down to the die roll.
Well, speaking of that, you want to get the most important part of the match over with.
All right, I'm nervous. All right, so you got your big 20-sider. I've got. Let me see this one.
All right, so we're just doing high roll here, right?
Yep, high roll. Good luck.
Okay. Thanks. You too.
All right.
12.
I've got an 18 right here. I'm going to lift it straight up to the camera because it's.
That's fine. If you say it's an 8, 18. You got it.
All right. The die roll's 1. Well, before we start, I wanted to just finish the anecdote about Alpha 40. So after that crazy going into the event, I literally didn't own any alpha cards other than I think I had a Pearled Unicorn and a Howl from Beyond just lying around from a million years ago. Because if you remember, right, alphas were just the ugly stepchildren of Magic, of Blackboard.
Yeah, they were less than beta for the longest time.
Totally, yeah. And there was no reason to own them at all. They were banned in tournaments and so on. And that was sort of how I've always interacted with them my whole life. But after that event, I kind of got bit by the alpha bug. So I started collecting them in the intervening 6 months after we got back from that event, and that's why I happen to have all the alphas that are in this deck. All right, I'm going to cut.
Yeah, I'll cut as well.
Ante is a Mox Jet.
My Ante is an Underground Sea.
Nice. You have 1 left.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right, good luck, Brian.
Thank you. You too.
Would you like to mulligan? I will not.
I will also keep my hand.
All right. Cast Sapphire.
Results.
Cast a Crypt.
Results.
Cast a Soaring.
That's results.
Cast a pair of Mana Vaults.
Those resolve.
Cast a Jet.
That resolves.
And attempt to cast Contract from Below.
No, I'm going to respond to that. Force of Will, pitching. I guess. Tinker.
Well, seeing as how I have no hand, it's all yours.
All right, draw my card. I'll play a Sapphire and an Ancestral.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Play a Mox Jet. Play a Lotus Petal. Play an Academy. And I guess I'll just contract. I will ante a Time Vault.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Draw. Play a Mox.
What did you discard, just out of curiosity?
Oh, sorry. Play a Mox. I discarded Time Vault, Time Twister, and Time Walk.
Okay.
And let's see. So this is taps for 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll just play a Time Vault tapped. Tap this for blue. Sack this for black. And Demonic Tutor for key.
Got it.
Okay. What did I win?
You won a Mox Jet.
Mox Jet, huh? Well, I think I need to put that into my deck.
Okay.
So I think I might have an extra Mox Jet lying around, so I'll just do that.
Yeah, if you want to proxy it, it's fine.
No, that's one I actually have plenty of, so I think I'll take out... Actually, I don't really have to tell you how I'm changing my deck, but it's pretty obvious that I'm going to play the Mox Jet, so...
All right. I'm just making a swap real quick.
Sure. I'm going to sideboard, too. I just can't find the card that I want to take out. There it is. Let's see here. Mox Jet. You're out. Yeah, let's see. Mox Jet. Yeah, there we go. All right. Put that in. Well, that was kind of lucky to steal one on the draw.
Yeah. I
mean, the perfect hand is Force of Will, blue card, and black mana and contract, right? Like, yeah. That's the dream, so.
You did have exactly that.
Right, exactly. I had the Ancestral, and I couldn't really cast it, but then I drew Sapphire just to cast Ancestral and see what I could do before I ended up contracting.
Yeah, before you end up contracting. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure it's worthwhile for me to keep that hand, but
I mean, it's fairly obvious that you win if I don't have Force of Will.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
And that's what's interesting is that you have to make your Mulligan decision first. So
yeah,
you can't if I mulligan, maybe it's obvious that I'm trying to get a Force of Will or something, but you're just not going to know that. So
yeah, it's very hard to throw away turn one kill, but it's a turn one kill backed up with nothing, so it's a little bit sketchy.
I think I want to do this. All right, these two in. This out. This out. I think that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, 15 it is.
I wonder if there's any way to fix this format to make it more like a real format.
I doubt it, but at the end of the day, it's not really supposed to be a real format, right? It's just supposed to be a once in a while, maybe once in a lifetime, but certainly just, once in a great while treat just to mess around in a space that no one's really messed around in before.
Totally. Just the display of decadence, and to put rules on it would kind of impede that fun.
Yeah. All right. So you're on the play, obviously. All right. I'm going to cut.
Sure.
Cut. And when you're ready, I will ante.
All right. Just gather this all up. I'll cut as well.
Okay.
So
Ante?
Time twister.
Lotus petal.
One of the 5.
1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it's funny. I won 2 lotus petals, and then I lost one back. So I was up to 6 petals at one point.
Yeah, it's funny how they're better than Moxes.
They really are. Well, I mean, not Sapphire and Jet, obviously, but they're better than the off-color Moxes for sure.
I think I can keep.
Think you can keep. All right, I'll keep. I can't mulligan this.
You know that feeling. All right, cast a Ruby.
Sweet, an Ante card. That resolved.
Cast a Mox Jet.
Yep.
Cast a Sapphire.
Okay.
Attempt to cast a Black Lotus.
Sure.
Attempt to cast Demonic Tutor.
Sure.
This event marks the first time I've ever double sleeved my cards in my entire life. It felt like it was worthwhile. All right, so that's my hand. Sack for black mana.
Yep.
I'll spend 1 of the black and attempt to cast Contract from Below.
I'll cast Force of Will.
Got it again. All right, take 1 damage.
Yeah, I take 1 damage. 19. Yep.
All right, I'll pay a blue here. Attempt to cast Demonic Tutor again.
Sure.
1 black remaining. And I'll attempt to contract a second time.
Yeah, that one resolves.
Gotta discard a Meditate. Gotta shuffle here first.
Yeah, sure. Oh, you contract. Yeah, I don't do anything.
Yeah, I've got no mana left right now.
And you have no mana in your pool, so okay.
That's
All right.
correct. All spent. You did break serve though. That's remarkable.
Right, breaking serve is a big deal.
It is a big deal. You just gotta get the force of will.
I thought I was going to break it again, honestly.
Yeah. No, I would have mulliganed if I gotta figure if you're keeping your hand, you have force of will. It's just the only.
Well, you don't know, right? That's the thing. You might keep a
Just
broken
because-
hand, you know.
Okay.
So your contract. So you ante your top card again.
Yep. It is Tolarian Academy.
Okay.
All right. That's another Academy.
Yep.
Cast a Sapphire. Cast a Petal.
Yep.
Cast a Mana Vault.
Uh-huh.
Currently, this Groovy Academy is tapping for 6.
That's a fair magic card.
It is a really fair Magic card. This is clearly how Magic was meant to be played. of a dilemma here. Three mana. I'll spend 2 to cast Defense Grid.
Sure.
1 generic floating. I'll tap the Academy for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blue. And I will cast Time Twister, spending 1 generic and 2 blue.
Sure.
5 blue floating.
Yep.
What was the thought process behind the main deck Boomerang?
It was just a way to have some game against fair decks on the draw who might try and, like Arcane Lab me or something, or
yeah,
like,
or Null Rod you on turn 1.
Right. Like Null Rod, it's going to be hard for me to cast a Null. I guess now not with Academy, I can play my artifacts, but like
exactly.
it just gives me a tiny bit of game on the draw against a fair deck.
Yeah, they make half the mana when they're
right.
Null Rod
At least
play.
in the beginning.
The Academy is just so stupid.
All right. I draw 7.
This card, yeah. Shuffling a bit more here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, your shuffle is a little more important than mine, I guess.
Yep. Okay, so drawn 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, got 5 blue. I'm just going to assume that there's no responding to anything right now due to the defense grid.
That's fair.
Cast Ancestor Recall, targeting myself.
Yep.
Pardon me for a second, I'm going to turn on my lights. It's gotten very dark in here all of a sudden.
Okay.
Can you see everything okay still?
Yeah, that's fine.
Everything is captured by the camera for not only our game, but for the viewing audience. Whole Ancestral another time.
Sure.
It goes down to 3 blue. Alright, cast a Lotus, cast a second Lotus, cast a Crypt, tap for 1, cast a Vault. I have 1 generic floating. 3 blue currently.
Yep.
And I'll pay the second generic to cast another Vault. So I'm still at 3 blue here.
Okay.
Alrighty. And I tap the Mana Vault for 3 generic. Makes the most sense here. Yeah, that's right. Pay 1 blue, 2 generic. I've got 3 remaining, and I'll cast Meditate.
Yep.
So I draw 4. Cast a Mox Jet. So I Ante Time Twister and Torrent Academy this game. Bit of a dilemma here.
Yeah, sure. That's the difference between your deck and mine. Yours is, while you might be slightly more deterministic, you have a lot of lines.
Yeah, there's a lot of decisions to make. That's exactly right. Particularly when it comes to having to tap the Academy early or late because I have to generate so much mana. I honestly think that the Key Vault strategy is just better. It certainly is.
Yeah, tapping Academy for 6 feels so weak in your deck.
It
right?
does, exactly. But sometimes you're just forced to do it anyway. I actually had a Candelabra of Taunos in the deck for a long time when I was testing it, just in case I had to tap the Academy earlier.
To get another on tap later, yeah, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, and with Hercules, it allows you to just generate infinite mana. But I found that the card was mostly irrelevant. Just most of the games.
win more, basically.
It was win more, yeah, exactly. So you could just win regardless. What makes the most sense here? I'll contract.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I keep thinking I discard my hand. I do not.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Discard 3 Force of Will, Contract from Below, Kervik's Torch, Time Twister, and Tolarian Academy.
Okay.
Ante a Petal, and draw 7. So I'm going to leave these out for you. Just back in.
Mana and Force of Wills. Let's go.
5, 6, 7. It does happen quite a bit, unfortunately. Okie doke. So you still have 5 cards?
I have 7 cards.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right, I twisted.
You twisted, yeah.
For the reminder. Okay, so I've still got the 3 mana up there.
Yep.
Tap my Mana Vault for 3. This goes to 4, and I'll spend 1 to cast another Mana Vault. Goes down to 3.
Yep.
And I'll spend blue mana to Ancestral again. Goes down to 1.
Okay.
Cast another Lotus. That's so many Lotuses. Sack Lotus for 3 black. I'll pay a black and 1 generic. So I've got 2 generic, 2 black, 1 blue. And I'll cast Demonic Tutor.
Sure.
Here. I'll spend 2 black, 3 generic that I'll just add plus 1 additional for a total of 6. Cast the Bargain.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess with Defense Grid out, I guess I can just concede here.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable. I can draw nearly all.
You can pretty much draw your whole deck and will all those Lotuses back into play.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And there's our Hercules, which resets all the artifacts. So.
And you have a Hercules too. How many cards are in your deck?
I think it's about 24, 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 exactly, actually.
All right, I guess just go through a couple of the motions for me.
Sure.
You know, if you can get anything going, I'll quit. Right.
My life total is right there. I'm at 20.
Sure.
19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. That's probably enough. Okay. So currently at 7 life.
Yep.
Cast a Jet, cast a Crypt.
Yep.
Cast yet another Lotus. Cast a Sapphire and another Jet. Tap these guys for 4. Cast a 5. I think that's all of my castable artifacts. Life currently. Ancestral Recall off the blue mana. 5 generic
sure.
floating. 1,
yep.
2, 3. Another Crypt. And a Sapphire. Alright. Tap for 2 black. 2 blue. Two additional mana. Goes to 7. Make black sack all 3 lotuses for 3 red, 3 black, and 3 blue.
Okay. Okay.
So it's 4 black total added. 6. This goes to 5. I have 7 generic, and then there's, well, whatever, it's 3 additional red. We'll just make it 10 generic, but one of them is a little bit of red there. That's 21 mana. And I'll will. And there's a torch in the graveyard.
Yep. Okay. You got it. you get the lotus petal.
Yes. So. All right. That's actually quite good. Definitely add that in.
Yeah, that's pretty good in your deck, huh?
Yeah, it's critical. It's just vastly superior to pretty much every. It's better than Mox Sapphire, probably enough, and Mox Jet.
Yeah, which is saying a ton.
It's like a blue-black Mox. What the hell? It's so good.
Right.
Who thought that the best Mox is in Tempest?
All right, I'm going to put in this. I'm going to switch up my sideboarding.
Grab a pedal for. Actually, have one in my stack of extras.
Sure. I think I do this.
There's another lotus petal coming in.
Okay. Or this. Right. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My antes have been pretty safe against you, at least. I've been anteing so many lotuses.
Oh, you
It's
lotus,
really-
but you've been winning every. Have you won?
I've been
every-
winning them, yeah.
every-
But like, I've had some, anteing lotus on the draw a couple of times. Like it's been a little.
Yeah, that's.
And I don't have any backup lotuses.
That's
so.
dicey. Oh, and you have no extra ones, no collectors or anything, just to throw
Yeah.
in there.
I mean, some of these are collectors. 3 of them are, but I just I have one alpha and 3 collectors and no more, sadly. So if I lose one of my lotuses, I don't even know what I put in. Just like a mana vault or something. I guess it's just way
Yeah,
worse.
that's basically all you can do.
Right. All right. I feel shuffled.
All right, I need to still shuffle. Sorry about that.
And I will choose to play.
Yeah, naturally, I'd expect that. Do you enjoy playing old school over webcam?
I mean, I do, but it's a far cry from playing in real life. Some people really are into the webcam games. I'll play them because it's better than nothing for sure.
Yeah.
But to me, if playing at a real old school event in a bar or something is a 10, webcam is like a 4 or something.
I definitely agree with that sentiment. There's just so much of what I mean. I've played enough old school games in my life that I'm not really itching for the thrill of that.
There's something about like my heart just isn't in it as much over webcam. Like I play worse. I'm not thinking about everything. Maybe I can't always see all your cards, and it's just for all that stuff added together, that cocktail of like imperfect things makes it less enjoyable for me
Totally.
for some reason.
It's honestly, I found it really, really difficult to even pay attention to the opponent at all playing on webcam, and that's such a big part of how I play Magic when I play old school that it's just completely missing. I've had a lot of
Yeah, exactly. Like the testing the waters for a counterspell, all that kind of stuff is basically no. Yeah.
People are not random number generators. They're very often predictable in
Right.
terms of how they play their cards, how they draw, where their eyes go. There's all that stuff that's just completely absent with webcam. It feels like playing against a bot or something rather than
Yeah.
human. All right, I think I'm good to go. You're going to be playing first.
I will play first.
All right.
Cut.
Good luck. Rubber game.
Thank you. I'm going to empty my top card. It's an Academy.
It's a Mox Jet again.
Ooh, I could get another Mox Jet from you. That would be cool. All right, 7. Here we go.
Just realized I was doing crotch cam here. Move a little blanket over.
I wasn't even. It's funny. I barely even look at my opponent. Like normally when you play against an opponent,
that's my point exactly. When you play old school on webcam, you don't even notice your opponent. They're
Right.
just like a bot. It's just not the same.
All right, I guess I will keep this.
All right, I'm a Mulligan.
Okay.
Fortunately, Mulligan with no Ante. On all the early testing I did, I had Mulligans include Ante. So you had to Ante every time you
Mulligan
Mulligan.
Ante would be insane.
Yeah, it's totally insane. Well, the thing about it is, right, you get massive diminishing returns from your hand. And so would you really Mulligan a third time? Because now you're anteing 3 cards and only drawing 4, so your chances of losing are extremely high.
All right.
It created all these kind of interesting conundrums, but it felt bad the whole time. So I'm glad. I was very relieved to find out that you only ante 1 time. I guess that sort of makes sense anyway. I don't think that the original rules called for multiple antes.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing with the contract.
Right.
All right. Side shuffles here. All right. Cutting.
Sure.
Drawing 6. Tough dilemma. Keep.
All right. C. Jet. Tutor.
You have 5.
Pardon?
You have 5 cards.
I have 4 in my hand
4
now.
left. Okay.
Pedal. Contract.
Four cards left.
3 cards left.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. Okay. Discard Force of Will, Tinker, Tinker.
Crazy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Play a Sapphire.
Yeah.
Play a Lotus.
Yep.
All right, I'll sack Lotus for black.
Yeah.
So I have whatever, three black in my pool. And I'll play Contract. Oh, I forgot to ante a second card before for Contract. So you want me to just do it right now?
Yeah, go ahead and answer one now. It's fairly incidental.
Time Walk.
All right, so that's for the first one.
So that already resolved. So this Contract is on the stack.
You
I
got
have
four cards left in hand.
Yeah, 4 left.
2 black floating. Okay, results.
Okay. I will discard Time Walk, Academy, Tutor, and Contract. And I will ante a key.
Key is gone.
Draw 7. Play Jet.
Yep.
Play Lotus. Play Demonic Tutor. Or actually, I'll keep this blue. So I'll have 1 black in my pool. Right? I had 2. Yeah. Okay. So actually, whatever. I'll just use my mana in my pool. 2 black for Demonic Tutor. Might as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll sack Lotus for blue.
Okay.
And I'll play a Time Vault.
How much mana is left?
1 in my pool, 1 black, and 1 untapped Sapphire.
All right.
I'll use the last one to play a key.
That's game.
If it makes you feel any better, I even had Force of Will backup.
Unreal,
So
man. Yeah, there's nothing I could do.
yeah, that was. I mean, I had to go all. I basically kept a Force of Will, a hand that I could blow all my mana, including my land drop, and play Contract, but I had Force of Will backup.
Yeah,
I think I have to do that,
you
right?
can't- Yeah, of course. You can't really ask for better. I never was able to draw Force of Will in any of our games, unfortunately, in my opening hand.
I know. I drew infinite Force of Wills every game, which is, probably the second best card after Contract. Yeah.
This is the hand that I kept. And the reason why I kept this is because I was trying to get a sense of what you might have I've got time twisters as backup. Trying to get a sense of what you might have been apprehensive about holding, figuring maybe you kept a hand that didn't win on turn 1 but had force of will to stop me.
Right.
And so with double contract and Lotus,
that crushes double contract destroys forcible hands. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So
and you have some disruption, right? If I'm playing the long game because I have a force of will or something, you have Hercules. You have stuff you can do.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really playing the long game, but really, I was.
It's just double contract. Basically, you're just betting that I don't have it, because if I don't have it, you're like 99%.
Well, even if I mulligan to 5, as I would have if this hand weren't what it was, you had contract from below plus force of will anyway, so there's no stopping it.
Right, exactly. Unless you drew 2 blue cards and 2 force of wills, but then you're on 1 card. Unless you have contract jet or something, it's gonna be rough.
All right, so you got a Mox Jet.
Another Mox Jet. I have 6 Mox Jets now. That's good. I still my left nut for a Lotus or a contract, but I can't really complain about Mox Jets. Yeah, well, that was pretty lucky. I stole one on the draw. That was nuts.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about whether or not it was correct for me to keep that hand, because I only had one thing and it was basically just dead to force of will.
The very first hand.
Yeah, but if you do force of will, you have a 5-card hand. There's a reasonable chance that you can't win immediately. But the problem is, I guess I have no playback either. I don't have anything in my hand, so I have to talk.
Right, like even if you rip, like you have to rip an ancestral or a contract. Actually, you have a ton of mana, so you could probably play like a Brain Geyser for a bunch or something.
Yeah, I had tons of mana, but it doesn't avail you with no cards in hand and then just dying.
The only thing, did you bring in caps against me on the play?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
No, I didn't use Jester's Cap. I had it in game 2. I think it's better going first. I don't think it's good going second.
Yeah, it's pretty bad on the draw, right? Like you want blue cards on the draw. But cap is a 1-card win on the play.
Yeah, I literally have no sideboard cards against you for the 3rd game. I just
Yeah, I actually didn't even sideboard anything for game 2. I was just messing around to try and maybe make you think I was doing something tricky.
Yeah, I kept caps in game, or I put in 1 Jester's Cap in game 2 just because if I somehow fail to go off, I could just demonic.
It's a good. Well, you don't have to go off because I just can't win.
Right, you just can't win,
and you can't win either. So
yeah, if you lose Geyser and Drifting Gin, do you have any other?
No, those are my only 2 wins, and you can only win with Brain Geyser and Torch, right?
Yeah, Brain Geyser and Torch, exactly. You can't win with Ancestrals because
I can't chain enough of them together.
Exactly.
I can't dogma fill them.
You don't have 12. You don't have 12 of them.
I mean, I don't think you can either, right? Because you have to time twister at some point. Even if you play all 4 and will them all, that's not going to be enough.
Yeah, there's no way. I basically have to. If I get Jester's Cap, then I don't have. That actually happened in my. I think it was round 3 match. Maybe no, it was against Sean. Sean Jester's Cap me on turn 1, and I had Kerber's Torch in my hand.
Oh wow! So you won?
Yeah, so I won that game.
Holy shit! Well, you know what's funny? I actually thought of that whole line of play, the fact that if I move in on a cap and you happen to have one of your win cons in your hand, I'm going to feel like an asshole.
Yeah,
but I still feel like it's probably worth it.
I think so. Just taking away all the contracts from below is pretty good.
Right, that's true, right? Like even if I can't get your Torch, getting 2 contracts is also a big game. Yeah.
Yep. All right, man. Well, thanks for staying up late to play. I know it's
sure
out there and you've got stuff to do and kids and so on. But
yeah, I got to catch some Z's. Big day of stay-at-home dadding tomorrow. So
right on. Well, good luck. Good luck in the finals. I hope.
Thank you very much.
Well. Great playing you, Brian. Take care.
All right, take care.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.